Michella Chester here with NCAA Digital. I am joined by Tara Henry from D1Softball. It's been a long time, but we are now back to preview the 2022 college softball season and take a look at D1Softball's top 25 rankings. So Tara, Oklahoma, number one team in the country. I've got to start with this because we watched this offense absolutely rake in the Women's College World Series. I mean, the most efficient offense we've ever seen. And now, according to your fall reports, the hitters are frustrated in the fall, which I didn't think was possible in some sort of universe. So tell me about this Oklahoma team and how you see them performing this year.
Yeah, Patty Gasso said her hitters were the ones that were having an issue this fall, and that's because of incoming freshman rookie pitcher right-hander Jordan Ball. And we talked about the Sooners, the defending national champions. It's tough to actually repeat. They've done it themselves, but in having an arm in Jordan Ball, which is giving all those hitters the most prolific offense of all time. You've got Jocelyn Allo. You've got an office that hit the most home runs last season, and they're having troubles against pitching staff. I'm excited to see how she does, the rookie in the circle. Also, they've got transfer from North Texas in Hope Trotwine, and they've got, of course, Nicole May, who did an incredible job last season for the Sooners. So just really excited to see how they come out and play this. They've got a huge game against UCLA on February 12th to open up week one. So that'll be a big test just heading right into season.
Yeah, absolutely. I didn't think this team could get any better, but excited to see them this year. So let's go through the rest of your top five. You got Bama at number 2 with Montana Fouts.
So we've got Bama at number 2, Montana Fouts. I mean, any team would love to have a Montana Fouts on their squad. She did an incredible job last season for the Tide. And then you've got Bailey Dowling back. She had that ACL injury in the middle of the season last year. Huge blow to Alabama, but she'll be back. And, I hear Abby Doors is had a heck of a fall for the Crimson Tide. And can't forget All-American Kaylee Tao for Alabama. So that's Alabama at number 2. Then we head to number 3, which is Oklahoma State. Huge fan of Kenny Gajewski and the Oklahoma State Cowgirls. And this season is going to be another one. I mean, I think we've nicknamed it Transfer U. They've picked up Miranda Ellish, the former Texas Longhorn. They've got Julia Cottrell and Morgan Wynn as well. So you've got Morgan Day in the circle that'll help out. And, of course, Kelly Maxwell, the lefty. So Oklahoma State, excited to see how they do in that 3 spot. And then we head to UCLA, the number 4 in the nation that we put on our preseason poll. The Bruins, they've got Megan Framo back, healthy Megan Framo. She missed the Women's College World Series last year with a hand injury. So we'll see what she's got. If she's, I think she's actually in the best shape she's been in since she's been at UCLA. So excited to see Megan Framo and Shaw, the lefty transfer, come on in the circle. At number 4, that was UCLA. Number 5, we've got Florida, the Florida Gators, Tim Walton, and its pitching staff is back with Hightower and Lugo and Trilicek. Just an incredible job there, and the leadership. You've got Hannah Adams, who had an incredible, Hannah Clutch Adams, we called her, and Charlotte Eccles, who just made the women's U.S. national team as well. So lots of firepower, lots of stars down there for Florida.
Yeah, so Tara, what are some of your main storylines heading into the season? I mean, front and center on my mind is Jocelyn Allo breaking that home run record.
Of course. I think we're all it's not if she's going to break it, it's when she's going to break it. We're all chasing that, home run record set by Lauren Chamberlain. And then, I've got to say, it's got to be Miranda Ellish. We're going to see. She's had 2 years off. We're going to see, is she in shape? Is she able to put up the numbers that she did in that shortened 2020 season? And, they got transfer Julia Cottrell, who's the assistant coach's daughter. So she's coming in from Florida at Oklahoma State. Can't forget the rise of the ACC. Another storyline. I don't know if it's in line with the ACC network, but let me tell you, I am on the ACC train. I watch a ton of those games and excited to see how Duke, Florida State, Clemson, Notre Dame duke it out in the ACC. Excited about that. Last but not least, the Big Ten. Conference only last season. And you know what? I would have to say it really actually hurt them in terms of RPI and the tournament. So we're going to see them come back and be able to play a schedule that allows for them to play out of the conference. And big news that was actually released this week. Kayla Conway, the former 2019 Big Ten Player of the Year is back at Wisconsin. I don't know if you remember, but Wisconsin didn't allow their seniors back during the shortened season. So all of a sudden we find out Kayla's back, and I think she's going to add a lot of power to that. Well, I know she's going to add a lot of power to that offense.
Absolutely. That's so exciting to hear. Any Player of the Year candidates early?
Oh, well, there's so many. Obviously, Jocelyn Allo, she's chasing the home run record. But I really, Kayla Kowalik did a heck of a job last season for Kentucky. Looking at her, you've got Valerie Cagle at Clemson. You've got, Keely Richard out of Virginia Tech. Can't forget Gabby playing at Washington, Megan Framer at UCLA. I think it's going to start to find out in the first couple of weeks who's kind of hot, and I'm excited to see which of those players, step up and go after that Player of the Year award.
Any under the radar teams that we should keep an eye on that could break through the season, maybe make it to the Women's College World Series?
Notre Dame has never made it to the Women's College World Series. And they're not necessarily under the radar, but God, they're knocking on the door. And that is one I personally have been rooting for because Deanna Gumpert does an incredible job with the Irish. So I would say, don't sleep on Notre Dame. You've also got, it's just so tough. I think we talked about this. We pegged James Madison as a Cinderella story. I don't think they're a Cinderella story. I think they're a perennial softball player. Let me just put that out there. And I know we've got some flack in our poll that they're ranked in 25, but they lost, a ton of players. I think they lost 8 of their 9 starters. I like Lissa Humphreys, and I think she's going to do a credible job for them. But we'll see how they can put it together. It's going to be a rebuilding year for them. I would keep an eye on Notre Dame.
All right. How about the other way? Teams that you think have really good odds this year, a few that you might think might make a run for it.
Well, I think the Michigan Wolverines are prepped and ready to go. Who would have thought this Pac girl would be a big, 10 fan? Let alone the team that beat UCLA are in the national championship. But I will say that between Megan Bobian and Alex Sirocco, they've got an incredible pitching staff. And just excited to see how Michigan does and moving forward. And, of course, legendary coach Carol Hutchinson, I think, is just going to really help them out in terms of having that out-of-conference games to really knock up that RPI.
All right, Tara, this is always so much fun. I always enjoy doing this with you. Thanks so much for previewing the season, making some predictions with me.
Thanks so much, Michella.